The following podcast contains strong language like what the actual fuck.
Scarecrow Festival is like the most important day of the year. What? Daft cow?
This is just ridiculous. What the actual fuck?
Hey, what the actual fuckers, and welcome to WTAF of This Country podcast. Now, first, he's the man who's just come back from book club where he's written his own story called I Love My Brick in a Pillowcase. Available soon at all good bookstores and bad ones. It's Neil.
Hello, pal.
And where did you get your inspiration for that?
Well, I wonder. Maybe somebody could tell us a little bit shortly within this interview.
Maybe. Now, our returning guest this episode needs no introduction, so I reached out and got some of her friends to say hi instead. So saying hi, we have Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy, Blitzen Maloney, or Skinny and Bony, Muffin McClay, Bundle of Hay, Bottomley Potts, all covered in spots, Hercules Morse, big as a horse, and not forgetting Harry McClary, Donaldson's Dairy again. Of course, it's Big Mandy herself. We welcome back Ashley Mcguire. Yay!
Hey.
I can't believe that it was, I think you were our third or fourth episode way back. We're now on episode 137.
God, you've milked it till it's turned into cheese.
I'm telling you, we have smacked the shit out of it. We really, really have. And if the American one goes, oh my God,
You're going to carry on.
We're going to go to 1,000 episodes. It'll be amazing. We're like Joe Rogan. So
Wow.
how are you doing, Ashley, in these weird times?
All right. I mean, yeah, it's weird. There's no work, and the work that we had is gone, or it's postponed, so it's hard. But yeah, all right. I've been in France mostly.
Oh, have you? What, you got stuck there, or?
Yeah, my girlfriend's got she bought a house over there, so I was there when it all closed down, and it was much safer actually. We're right in the middle of nowhere in the countryside. And then I came back recently because I had an accident, a motorbike accident, and broke my leg.
Oh no!
A dog attacked me.
And you're joking. Fucking prick.
Yeah. Fucking prick attacked me. Yeah, on the motorbike. So I crashed and broke my leg, broke my collarbone.
Oh my God.
So I came back recently, and it's the first really that I've experienced the virus actually. Where we were in France was so quiet. So coming back to central London has been quite eye-opening.
Oh my God.
So yeah, but I'm all right. How are you two?
Yeah, it's Neil's a frontline worker, so he's been working. Nothing's changed. If anything, he's got
really, Neil?
busier. Yeah,
I've just got busier, and nothing's changed for me. I've just carried on. Well, apart from coming home and not seeing anyone, nothing.
Do you live alone?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it must be difficult, eh?
Yeah. Whereas I'm the complete opposite. I've been furloughed for 11 weeks now, and I've got a house full of people. So it's sort of like, so it's weird how we are both ends of the scale. It's just crazy. But then also doing the podcast this way has taken a bit of getting used to. But I think it's you can't keep saying it's nice, because it's not nice, because I would rather be able to do this the way that we've done it before. But you just have to make the best of it. It's weird when you say that, like, so how long were you in France then, and not realizing exactly the extent of what was going on?
I was there from February.
Wow.
And I got back here 5 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago.
So that must have been like walking straight into like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, at the airport. Paul Kay, you know the actor Paul Kay?
Yeah.
So he picked me up from the airport. He's a good friend of mine. He picked me up from the airport. And that's what he said as I came through in a wheelchair. He said, fucking hell, it's like a fucking zombie apocalypse. the airport was deserted, absolutely deserted.
Really?
And then, but I mean, it's busy. It's busy as fuck now. I was down Oxford Street yesterday. It's like there's no virus has happened.
I think it's like that
So
everywhere.
dangerous.
We walked into Cirencester, where I live, and nobody's got masks on. Everybody's just walking around like normal, and you think, well, hang on, has anything actually changed or not? It's worrying. It is worrying, I think, for everybody. Well, not everybody.
I think it's the job of the young to not concern themselves with it, and to be honest, the virus doesn't really affect them, does it? It's not the same. So, I guess if I was kind of 19 years old, I don't know how precautious I would be.
No,
exactly.
No, I think unless it maybe affects your family directly, I don't think as we've all been young, we all think we're going to live forever and nothing's going to affect us and stuff, and then you realise as you get older, everything creaks, everything hurts when you bend over, and anyway, we're going to get rid of all that horrible nonsense, and we're going to talk about something wonderful, which was Big Mandy in Series 3. I don't even think we spoke to you about Series 2 that much, really, did we?
No.
So when you got the scripts, I say for Series 2 or Series 3, how did you feel? How did you like the fact that Mandy was obviously in it and expanding on her story a little bit more?
Oh, I love it. I feel so privileged to have been a part of it, and you could see after the first series it was going to be a hit, and there were certain characters that people liked. So I had an idea that we would get a bit more. I would get a bit more in Series 2 and Series 3, and they're just hilarious. I mean, when the scripts come through, you just feel like fucking hell, so lucky. And then all the improvising that we do. It's just one of the best things I've ever worked on, to be honest. It's a shame it's over, but it should be over.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're happy with their decision for that?
I am. Yeah. I think leave them wanting more. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you never know what will happen in the future, but they just did such a fucking great job and such brilliant writing, and it was such a joy on the set, like old friends meeting up, and we just tried to make each other laugh. That's all we concerned ourselves with all day long. And I think it's best not to flog it until it's had it.
Like we've done with this podcast, you mean?
Like that. It stinks.
We spoke to Paul last week, Ashley, again, and he said obviously on Series 3 he struggled with corpsing a lot. Did you find that on Series 3 as well?
Well, it was the first time I'd worked with Guy, who plays the vicar.
Yeah.
And we had a terrible time doing that scene, that book club scene. It was impossible because, it was myself and Celeste was there and Daisy. So one of us was always laughing. We were always laughing. But I'm not a big, sadly, I'm not a big corpse, so I won't end up in a lot of outtakes because I don't laugh. I mean, we did on that. I lost control a bit on that one, but I'm usually quite good keeping it together. And do you have? Steve is useless, absolutely useless.
He did admit that. He must admit, yeah. So, do you have a process in if you feel the giggles coming along? Then on
there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Do you remember being at school and you would start laughing and you weren't allowed, and it would make it worse?
Yeah.
And it's impossible to stop. It doesn't matter if somebody's screaming at you. You're in the end. It's exactly the same. It's just the same. And you can hear sometimes the director. A little bit of frustration in the voice coming in, but you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't. You just have to do. Wait until it's exhausted. But it can be really hard.
The one I thought would have been quite hard, and I always laugh at it, is when the driving lesson episode, when you just lean into the window. It always makes me laugh, just your expression and looking at and the way Daisy and Charlie are, or Kerry and Curtin, I should say. Did you struggle on that one? Because that's the one I felt would have been hard.
No.
It's the deadpan way that Mandy says. What have you got in your? Oh, it's just a brick in a pillowcase.
Yeah, we did laugh. We did laugh, but you try and get it out of the way in rehearsals.
Yeah.
Right.
And they tend to start on me as well, I think, because they know perhaps I don't laugh as much. So if they start on me, then we've got it out of the way. Really, but yeah, it's one of my skills is being able to hold it together.
So what I had in the intro with Blitz and Maloney, all skinny and bony, that
was
scene,
a pain in the arse.
I was going to say, did you do that in is that one continuous shot, or was that that was? Yeah. Wow. So how many times did it take you to get that right? Just maybe the once.
2,
what a professional.
I don't know, maybe we probably did it a few times, but that was tough to learn.
Right.
Because I'm much older than Daisy and Charlie, so that book, I didn't know that book. It didn't ring any bells for me, and I had to just learn it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I found it really difficult to remember, who was next. Blitzer, there's such weird names as well. You can't really, because I use association. That's how I learn lines, and it's difficult to do it with the weirdness of that. So that was a pain in the arse, that scene.
I can imagine.
I mean, a good pain in the arse.
Yeah.
So, I believe in series 3 you were allowed to improvise a lot more than you were on the previous series. Is that right?
No, we always improvised.
Oh, was it? I thought there was more on this series. No?
Who said that? Paul?
I can't remember now.
Maybe Paul was allowed to improvise a bit more. No, we always did. We always shot it as it was written, and then shot around it, and added things, and it's always been like that. With certainly when I've been there. Right,
and that's something you enjoy, is it, improvisation?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because you can't believe what comes out of your own head. I mean, there was a load of stuff about Mandy having been brought up by a pack of dogs that we did that we couldn't. I don't think we could use any of it because Daisy couldn't stop laughing.
That makes so much sense, though. It just makes so much sense that Mandy would be. Yeah. It's because this series they did bring out like a blooper reel, didn't they? But I noticed that there wasn't that much of you in it, which I was really disappointed with.
I don't think I'm in it at all, am I?
No, I don't think you are, and I feel like they're holding back, and they should. It should be like a good half hour of there must be, because I mean, even from series 1 and series 2.
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
there is. Oh, there's plenty, even just from book club. There really was. It did get to the stage in the end where Tom was like, "Come on, come on." It took us all day to do that scene.
So, do you feel the room turns sometimes? So they get like the cameraman and the director and the producer, and all of a sudden they're like, "Right, this isn't funny anymore. We got."
But fuck them, because when we did the tattoo scene, it was the crew that kept ruining the take, laughing.
Right.
You could just hit, and it didn't matter how they kept being moved further and further away, but you could still hear the laughter. It just was getting further and further away every time another tattoo came out. So they got a bit of payback.
So if they said they're going to come back in 10 years' time or whatever and do let's go and see what's happening back at the village, what do you think Big Mandy will be up to in 10 years? Just doing exactly the same, or yeah?
Yeah, I mean, she might be on a mobility scooter by then.
A new dog, probably. A new
souped up.
Yeah.
With spikes on its wheels and stuff.
Yeah.
New dog. Yeah, I don't think Tyson will have made it in 10 years' time. It was pretty ropey, that dog, to start with.
There's only so many birds' nests you can eat, isn't there?
Yeah. Such a passive dog in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, just really soppy.
Well, I do need to thank you as well, Ashley, because I hadn't watched Man Down when we first spoke to you, and then I was looking through your IMDb and thought, I like Greg Davis, so I'm going to watch him, and obviously Rick Mail. So I started watching it, and I couldn't believe that it slipped in under my radar. I just loved it.
It did with a lot of people.
Unbelievable. And so much so that when it came to, was it the last series? And we finally saw, I'm going to forget now, is it Dave that was the character that was in the cafe that you never saw?
Bob.
And then you go and see Bob, and it's fucking Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And I really surprised. Did you meet Mark Hamill?
No, I was working.
Gutting.
No, I couldn't do it. I was working.
That
I
was
was
such
gutted because I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I just couldn't believe that moment. But first of all, as you know, it's I think the 6th anniversary of Rick Mayall's death just passed us as we're recording. What was it like working with him? Because I saw a picture of you and him on your Instagram or Twitter, I think it was.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Well, I grew up with the young ones.
Yeah,
I'm 48, so that's absolutely my era. He's a huge hero, and he was everything that I wanted him to. He was everything that I wanted him to be, and I think he knew. I think he knew when he met people from my generation. He knew that it would be, you know, unless they'd been under a rock, that they would worship him.
Yeah.
So he gave us what we wanted. So the first thing he said to me, we were sat next to one another at the read-through, which I couldn't believe, my luck, because they put your places out at the read-through around the table. So you don't choose normally. It's decided. And I was next to Rick Mayall. I couldn't believe it. And he just looked at me and he said to me, oh, we've got the same eyes. We should have sex. Straight away. And I was like, oh, there he is. And he stayed like that. I mean, he was gorgeous. So, you know, became a friend. And when we did the scene together in the cafe, you know, before the first take, he went to me, "Take no prisoners, comrade." And then somebody said action. And I was just like, I can't believe this is happening to me. And he wanted us to do something together. You know, he was talking about, you know, we should write something and we should do something together. And then sadly, you know, he passed away. And we're all lost.
Absolutely.
An absolute loss.
Absolutely. He was an icon of that the whole style of comedy that was around at that time, that us as young adults, I mean, God, that sounds straight out of young ones, doesn't it? Young adults. That idolised and worshipped sort of everything that he did, whether it was Kevin Turvey back before Young Ones. I remember watching him on that, and he was an icon of comedy. He is an icon of comedy.
Yeah.
You know, Blackadder and all of the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So again, I've seen the outtakes from Man Down, and there's a couple where you obviously lose it, where you're behind. Working with Greg Davis must have been a nightmare as well, because he just seems like someone that laughs at the drop of a hat. Yeah,
he does. Terrible. All of them, all three of them actually.
Right.
Mike was the least. Mike Wozniak was lost it the least of the three of them, but they've all known each other for eons, and you know, been on the stand up together. Roisin Connaughton and Mike Wozniak and Greg Davis. So all the scenes that we did was mostly always the three of them in the cafe. Terrible corpsing. Terrible
right.
corpsing.
Right.
Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there any times when you get bored of it if other people are doing it?
No.
Or do you just enjoy it and you just go with the flow?
That's my job. I mean, can you imagine?
I know.
That's what I get paid for. So no, I don't get bored of it. I'm a very lucky girl.
Yeah.
Is there much of it when you're obviously, since we last spoke, you've now joined the cast of EastEnders. Is there much of it?
Joined and left.
Joined and left.
Joined and left. Yeah.
That's important.
Absolutely. Was there much of it on the set of EastEnders as well? No, it's not the sort of place you can have a laugh.
No time.
Oh, really?
Lucky if you get 2 takes.
Really?
They work. So I've nothing but respect for soap actors. They work so fucking hard. Yeah. They're shooting sometimes 3 storylines at the same time, 3 different units, film units. You know, like I say, you're lucky if you get 2 takes. One of the actresses gave me a tip when I started. She said to me, if you don't like the take, try and mess it up during the tape, she said, because you won't get another chance. So,
really?
You know, they're amazing, consummate professionals. There's not a lot of laugh. I mean, I tried to, you know, obviously I'm a bit of a ham, so there was a bit of effing about, but no, not much. Not much.
So is it a different set of acting skills then for working on a soap than on anything else?
Yeah. yeah, you have to have I mean, their brains are amazing. That's practice, that to learn those lines. You know, Jessie Wallace, she was the best at it, who plays Kat Slater. She would just kind of pick up the script as she was walking to the set, and you'd be talking to her and she'd still be answering you, but looking at the lines, put it down and go.
Wow.
It's just amazing. You know, and that's practice, and, you know, they work very hard. I couldn't do it. They earn every penny, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they've no life. You know, it's 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. They've all lost their minds because they're in this kind of bubble. And it's really hard. And they're lovely, all of them. You know, they're considering the pressure they're under, because it is immense pressure. Everybody's lovely, but nuts.
Yeah.
I was going to say that you were just saying about that sort of pressure. I mean, is that like an industry sort of on its own? That
Yes,
you don't get
I
that
think
pressure
so.
when you work? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because they have to shoot so fast. Everybody has to be so switched on. Everyone, you know, from the runner right up. I think it is. Yeah, you can't relax. There's not the same. There isn't the same freedom.
Yeah. That's not to say there's no laughs on set, though. Surely.
No, but it is. But it's like doing a movie, in terms of the pressure. There's much less pressure when you film television than there is if you're doing a feature film or a soap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's much better than it used to be when we were filming on actual film, and you couldn't just keep rolling, and, you know, there was a finite amount of film. That was the more pressure on the set, but it's very hard doing a soap. Very hard.
It really does sound it.
Yeah.
So you were a Death Eater on Harry Potter as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
So when you go to something like, no disrespect to something like Man Down, which is quite a small production, if you like, and you go to something which is millions and millions of dollars in Harry Potter, is there a massive difference in the way that things are filmed and the way that everything is on set?
Yeah, massive difference. Massive difference. And the massive difference is money.
Right.
But you know, I didn't speak I was on Harry Potter for months, but I didn't speak, and, you know, it wasn't rewarding except for financially. It was amazing to be involved, but it wasn't an easy shoot by any means. We were freezing cold, and it was hard. It was hard. And my mum had done the first 5 or 6. She'd been chaperoning on them, and then she passed away. And when I started filming on it, a lot of the kids, it must have gone round the set, that came up to me, and she'd obviously looked after them when they were young, and now they were, you know, teenagers. And a lot of them would come up and say, you know, are you Gloria's daughter? And we would get upset. So it was pretty hard. I found that quite a hard job, actually. So whenever anyone brings it up, all I think about is that it's miserable not having any lines, and sad that my mum wasn't there.
All right.
But I think they did me a favour. I think they did me a favour. No, it's fine. But yeah, that there is a huge difference. A huge difference in a major movie and a little TV series. Give me the little TV series every time.
Right, because it's weird because we've done Comic-Cons before, where obviously there are people that stood way in the back in the original Star Wars that even now sat at a little store selling their autographs for 15 quid. And it's things like that where you have been in such an iconic, massive movie that there are always going to be fans that will know you, even though you didn't have a speaking part, from Harry Potter as opposed to anything else that you've done.
But really?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and things like Comic-Cons, you can make a fortune selling your photograph because
Give over.
absolutely,
No,
we've seen it with our own eyes. We've seen it, and there are people that were stormtroopers in the original Star Wars that you don't even know their face that go to Comic-Cons all over the world and sell their autograph. It is crazy, that kind of
Really?
that side
I'm
of it.
missing a trick then.
I think you are. I mean, obviously there isn't any
I
Comic
part
Con
in Solo, the Star Wars story, and I they modelled me for a toy and everything, and we did some fantastic scene shooting with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and then they fired the 2 directors.
Yes, they did.
And reshot everything, and Ron Howard cast his brother in my part.
No
way.
So I was ready for Comic-Cons for the rest of my life. I was like, that's it, I'm
You
set
are.
up now.
You would have been sold.
And then they
Absolutely.
cut me out utterly. But I did nick a prop.
Oh,
What did you get?
Is this, should I say that?
I don't know.
No, you borrowed it, actually. You didn't nick it.
I borrowed it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm sure it's not a problem. I'm sure it's not.
I didn't really.
No, you didn't. Of course you didn't.
I didn't really.
Of course
I'm just
you
kidding.
did. You're just kidding.
You'd have to prove it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was that's the guy that has the argument with Phoebe Waller-Bridge's droid at the cage.
The droid trainer, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
me.
oh, wow.
I would
Yeah.
much have preferred to see you than to see Ron Howard's.
I think the version
Brother.
that they made would have been brilliant. Actually, that the original directors made. It was so subversive and it was totally in the spirit of Han Solo.
Right.
But I don't think that it floated the boat of the executives. I think they wanted a more original, a more traditional kind of Star Wars, which was a shame.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're going by what we see and hear on movie websites and rumors, was that they were trying to go for more of an Ace Ventura kind of comedy, sort of slapstick comedy, which is and very improvised. Was the rumors that Alden Ehrenreich had to go and get acting lessons because he wasn't quite there with his improvising. So I'm assuming did you see the whole script for the original one then?
No, didn't see the script at all.
Oh right.
So they just offered me the part. I didn't audition or anything. They offered me, didn't tell me what the part was, and couldn't see a script. So I said yes, just on the fact that it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
But then I said to my agent, "Fucking hell, I could be playing like Jabba the Hutt's mum." And I've said yes.
But is it like you say? You're a Star Wars fan. Who wouldn't? So I wouldn't care. I just want to be on that set.
Oh, it was one of the greatest. Getting that call was one of the greatest days professionally. One of the greatest days of my life. It ended up being a bit of a disappointment, but I still was there. I had C-3PO's original glove tied to my costume.
No.
Brought to me every day. I've got photos and everything. It was brought to me every day. I've touched it and sat in my dressing room with it, and
oh my God,
some amazing things.
Yeah, and you also said, Ashley, that you were measured up for a toy. How does that work?
Oh, they film you like on this amazing sort of 3D machine, so that they can. I don't know. I have no idea how it works, but it's like it was a whole separate studio and like a big pod, and then massive lights all the way around, and you do various poses and whatever. And gutted. And when I think about it, I'm gutted.
Oh, sorry, we shouldn't do
Gutted.
that anymore. Should we?
That's twice
That's
that we've
all right.
pissed you off and made
You
you
haven't
go.
pissed me off.
The thing is, it's like it must be the feelings must be very contradictory in the fact that you feel so great that you've been in a Star Wars film, literally, but then nobody is ever going to see you in a Star Wars film.
Yeah. Also, I'm a huge kind of fantasy fiction. I'm a real nerd, so I'm a big fantasy fiction fan. And every time I've done anything to do with fantasy fiction, it's been a disappointment. So I think I just need to enjoy it and steer clear of it in a professional in a professional basis, because
But then if they came back to you and said, look, Ashley, we're really sorry about your experience on the last Star Wars. We're going to base the next trilogy on your character is going to be the main character. You're going to say yes to that, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Who wouldn't?
they're not going to do that, Pav, but yeah, I would.
You don't know, because it's all up in the air now. Who knows
Isn't
what?
he nuts?
Yeah, Ryan Johnson is supposed to be having a trilogy of movies. Who knows that he's whittling away on his
It could
little
be
pad,
me.
saying Ashley Mcguire is the one.
Yeah.
She's the one. We're going to do it.
Yeah, I'd jump at the chance.
Oh, I think it'd be amazing, especially the fact then that we'd be able to talk to you just about Star Wars. I mean,
Yeah.
as I don't know if you can see, like my shed is just full
I
of
can
Star
see
Wars.
it.
It's full of Star. What did you think of The Mandalorian? Have you seen that yet?
Haven't seen it.
Haven't you?
got Disney Plus.
Haven't you?
Ooh.
It's
Good.
worth
Yeah,
worth the
very.
$5.99 just for The Mandalorian. I'll tell
Oh,
you,
okay.
without
I'll
a doubt.
try
It's
that.
old school Star Wars. That's how I
Is
put
it?
it. It's old school Star Wars. Yeah.
Got it
Okay.
right
Oh, yeah, I
there.
just saw The Rise of Skywalker recently, which I loved.
Mm.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? I'm turning around on it. Yeah.
I
was-
loved it.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed to start with, but you know,
But talking
not-
of all these roles,
let's not go
Ashley,
down that role.
talking of all these roles, is there a role you would absolutely love to do? Is there a
Yeah.
part? Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you though,
Oh, why?
Why?
because you never know, and you
Right.
don't want to jinx it. There is one part in particular that I would really love.
Right.
On TV or film?
Yeah, any.
Oh,
genre.
right.
Even on stage.
Mm.
Is that a superstition of actors that they don't say what roles they'd really like to get in case it jinxes them, or is that just
No,
you?
I think most of them would put it out there and hope that somebody would go, oh yeah, that'd be great. But
You're not going to.
yeah, no.
It worked for Samuel L. Jackson. He put it out there that he wanted to be in a Star Wars movie, and he got Mace Windu.
Yeah, but he was a big star, wasn't he, Pav?
You're a big star, Ashley.
Yeah.
You don't realize quite how loved and how people love you because of who you are and what you do.
I should come up to one of your concerts. shouldn't I?
Oh,
Please come to one of our live shows. You will experience.
I think I said to you on a message. I said if you came and you come out on that stage, people would lose their shit.
They wouldn't.
You have no idea. I mean, Slugs, bless him, came to was a guest on every one of our live shows. Got a standing ovation every time. And he'd been to every one of our shows on stage. If you turned up, we've said the same thing to Paul Shahidi as well. They would go fucking nuts. I'm telling you now. I'll say it on the podcast. They would go absolutely nuts.
Maybe I'll speak to Paul and we'll see if we can come up. We'll see if we can come up together.
That would be amazing. We said on one of our other shows that what we wanted to do with Paul was not to have him as a guest for the entire show, and right at the end he came out and sang the Good Guys song. That was it. That was all he'd do, say thank you very much at the end and then just walk off again just for those 5 minutes. He said that's a great idea, I'd love to do that, but I think he was working at the time so he couldn't do it. But we'll leave that, we'll keep that for a later. I mean,
I don't do them because I don't think I'm very interesting.
Ashley,
Actually, me, I don't think I'm very interesting. I'm not good at all of this sort of thing, so I try and avoid it.
You're amazing.
You would go down an absolute storm. You really would. Just to let you know, you see, we quite often ask other guests on the podcast, apart from Kerry and Curtin, who's your favourite character in this country? Big Mandy very often comes up as their favourite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not just blowing smoke up your ass.
No.
Genuinely do.
I think it's weird because like you're seeing it from, you go on there and you spend, I don't know, a couple of days maybe.
Yeah, a week. Yeah.
At the most. You need to see it from like the Dump Gang point of view, which is for us, that's the #1 Facebook group. You need to join that one, Ashley, and come and join in the love, because guaranteed you will see the love that you get. If you're ever having a down day, I'll tell you, join the Dump Gang, log in, and because they are a lovely community as well. They're not just fans; they look after each other a lot. When people are having down days, I've never known a fan community like it. I've said loads of times here that the Star Wars fan community now has got very divisive over the last few years. The This Country fan group, especially the Dump Gang on Facebook, are beautiful. They look after each other so nicely.
That's lovely.
It is a lovely, lovely thing to see, and to be part of that. And you, of all people, you're the big cheese. You are. You are. Don't shake your head. You are. You do. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, that is the truth. I'm just telling you. You still don't believe it, do you? You still don't believe.
Actually, to prove it, what you should do is do a Big Mandy reads like Jack and Ori and post it on the Dump Gang. You watch and see what happens if you.
That would be funny.
Honestly,
that would be funny.
Crazy for you.
And I mean, Ashley, look, there's T-shirts and everything. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, but that's just you and me have got that T-shirt.
No, people have bought them. A few other people have bought them. It's not just us. After 3 series of this and a special, do you realise that's the only time that it's started to sort of go in now that other people are watching this show?
Yeah, I mean, I know people. People do come up to me and stuff, but I don't know. I don't.
I mean,
very humble there, actually.
They are, yeah. But the thing is, you've only got to look. We've done 3 live shows now, and every one of them have sold out in a theatre, like a 200-seat theatre. And the fans just love, I mean, and that's just us talking about this country or playing silly games. You know, we've had Paul Cooper, we've had Trevor, Mark Kempner's come, obviously Slugs, bless him, has come as well. So it's all about the show, and they love the show. It's and they love the people that are in the show. So I can see you're still not convinced. I can see.
Please come to it. Please come to it.
We'd love it. We'd love it. We'll keep you in touch, and we'll sort it out.
Keep plugging away, maybe in the end.
We'll sort it out. If we've got to come up and give you a piggyback from London all the way back to Siren,
blimey,
Neil will gladly do it.
I don't mind, Ashley.
No chance.
2 weeks. We'll get there.
Oh dear. So rickshaws, yeah. That's a good idea. Maybe we'll just do that. Yeah. Maybe we'll just do that. So like you say that at the moment things have sort of slowed down and stopped. Have you got things in the future once everything's back to normal that you'll be working on?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the second series of Mallory Towers, we were supposed to be in Canada, obviously July and August, to film that. So that's probably going to be, we're hopefully September. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know they're very keen to do it, the BBC, but a hell of an undertaking. I think they'd have to, I don't know, they'd have to maybe test us all, quarantine us all together, and then they could start. I don't, it's not for me to speculate, but when they're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah. It's just uncertain. Nobody knows the end of it yet either, do they? That's the thing, and second spikes and all of that sort of stuff. So,
or if there'll ever be a vaccine or anything, we just don't. We don't know anything. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, Mallory will go soon enough. I'm going to actually after this. I'm going to have a Zoom with the producers of that, so we might have a bit more of an idea.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to doing the second series. It was great fun.
Awesome. I need to catch up on that. I haven't seen that yet, so apologies for that.
I don't know if it's going to be your thing, really, Pat.
I don't know. Anything with you in it, Ashley, is my thing. Yeah. Right. Is that all right? Oh dear. So, and how are you at the moment with your broken leg and stuff? Are you?
Oh yeah, all right. Just started walking again now. It's fine. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was quite a bad accident actually.
And that was over in France that happened.
Yeah, we've got the house is like up a dirt track, and it's a bit difficult to negotiate on a motorbike anyway. And then this dog came and attacked me out of nowhere. So my instinct was just to accelerate, and I accelerated and crashed. And was lucky not to break my neck, really.
But when you crashed, did you go fucking prick?
Fucking prick. Not really. I just was more kind of like, help!
Oh my God.
I was trapped under the bike. But the dog ran away, and Paul Kay said to me, what happened to the dog? I said, oh, it ran away. And he went, it's fucking lucky it never tore your throat out, wouldn't it? That would have been a hell of a death. Yeah, what a dear.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear.
It could have been a lot worse then. It
Yeah.
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So do you ever use your, well, especially now in this sort of downtime and when you were sort of recuperating, do you go creative and try and write or anything like that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think everybody's pitching at the moment. The World and His Wife is writing and pitching at the moment, and I think it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, I think about it, and people ask and whatever, but it's much harder than it looks. You know, if they've made it onto television or whatever, they've done an amazing thing,
Right.
So talking of television, then what's your go-to program at the moment? Everybody's been binging something.
I like Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
That's what I'm watching at the moment. I tend to watch documentaries.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so boring.
No.
It's hard to watch dramas because a friend walks in.
Right.
Yeah.
You're into it, and then somebody will turn up, and you're like, oh, you know, where's Clive?
Right. And it takes you out of it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I enjoyed Schitt's Creek, and I liked Normal People as well. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So what documentaries have you been watching? I take it Tiger King.
I haven't seen Tiger King because I was worried that there might be a bit of animal cruelty in it, and I can't really watch that sort of thing. But anything else, and I like kind of football documentaries and yeah, anything really. I'll if it's on, I'll watch it.
Okay. McMillions. Have you seen McMillions?
No.
Okay. Anything. You might not watch anything. That's two I've given you. Not watch either of them. That's okay. That's quite interesting. That's about the McDonald's game.
Oh, McMillions. Yes,
Yeah.
I did see it.
Oh, you did see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I did. Yeah, with the mafia.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Yeah. I'll never buy a McDonald's again. Liar.
Yeah, I was going to say. We know you too well, pal.
They're open again. McDonald's is open again.
Is it?
Yeah. Although I'm on a diet now, I'm not allowed to have it, so I can't.
Oh man.
But there you go.
I couldn't be bothered with that queue. I just couldn't be
Are
bothered.
they queuing for McDonald's?
Yeah. Apparently, in our little local science system, when it first opened, the queue was about an hour and 40 minutes.
No.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But talking crazy, did you see Primark yesterday? Or
Yeah.
was it Monday? The queues for that.
Yeah.
We were laughing about the fact that there were all these people protesting for Black Lives Matter, and then those same people were in the queue buying cheap clothes made by slave labour.
Yeah. The irony of it all. Yeah, it's crazy. We are living in crazy, crazy times. It is the zombie apocalypse. It is. Yeah.
I've got a Black Lives Matter placard in my window here in the flat, and someone threw an egg at it.
Really?
Oh, really?
Fucking idiots.
I know.
Fucking idiots.
Like,
I know. It really, that these last sort of 12 weeks, there has been so many things that if you haven't got mental health problems, will give you mental health problems.
Yeah. Well, I think people have genuinely lost their way as well.
Yeah, I do.
In all of this, you know.
I do. It's it makes you wonder. Well, it's never going to get back to proper normal. There's the new normal, as they keep saying. But as long as you're always on the telly or on the screen, Ashley, then the world will be right. That's all I say.
Right.
And
That's it. I hope all casting directors are listening to that.
Exactly. And once the Star Wars trilogy, the new one with you at the center of it.
Me in the center of the story.
That's what I want to see. I want to see a poster with Star Wars, you at the center, holding a lightsaber, up aloft.
Jabba the Hutt's wife.
That'll be the new Star Wars sitcom, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Her indoors.
That'll be what I'll end up in, a fucking Star Wars sitcom. That's about my limit.
It's still Star Wars, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like I say, casting directors, We can put you in touch with Ashley. Like we've got any say in it. Like we've got any.
Like they're watching.
They are watching. Absolutely, they are.
Always.
Thank you, Ashley, once again for a wonderful chat. It's I can't believe it's been 133 episodes before we got to chat to you again. But there you go.
Well done.
Thank you.
We keep milking it.
We class it as a life achievement. We really do.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful
Be
thing.
proud of yourselves. You've done a lovely thing.
It is.
Thank
And
you very much.
we have said this to everybody that's been involved in this country, that we want to say thank you to you for the work that you've done that has given everybody so much. Don't cry. I can see you getting teary there. Oh, I'll tell you what, poor Shahidi, he was in pieces when I was saying this to him at the end. He was like, he just couldn't take it. But no, we do want to say thank you, because it has meant a lot to us, the 3 years and the 3 series and the aftermath, although you weren't in the aftermath, were you?
No.
Why was that? I take it you were working somewhere else, or?
Yes, I think I was doing. I can't remember.
No.
No.
Okay.
Probably working. Hopefully.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for everything that you've done, Ashley, and thank you for Big Mandy.
Oh yes, thank
Pleasure.
you. Please do come to the live show, next live show. Please
All right,
do.
I will.
Yeah, we will try and
I
sort
will.
that out and make it as easy for you as possible.
Oh, yeah. If I'm in the country, I'll come, definitely.
That's fantastic. You heard that, fans? You heard that? And like I say, give the Dump Gang Facebook a look. I'll send you an invite and you can join and see. And just bathe in the love. That's all you've got to do. Just bathe in the love.
All right.
Still not convinced. Ashley, thank you so much. We love you, and take care. We'll see you soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ashley Mcguire, ladies and gentlemen.
The one and only. Fantastic.
There you go. It feels like Late Night with Wogan. And now the Ronnie Hazelhurst Orchestra. Isn't she lovely?
She is wonderful. Isn't she
wonderful? Oh, you just can't beat her. She is a fantastic person. Really is.
A genuine star, isn't she?
Genuine star. Right. So, Neil, do you want to... We've got new information.
We certainly do.
So we need to talk about that.
At the end of every podcast, I usually forward you to where to find us on all the social media. And you can still find us on all the social media, but now you need to look at or us under WTAF TC Pod, all one word, and that's us under all the social medias. All of them, Pav?
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And then the email address is still the same, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Neil.
WTAFthiscountry@hotmail.com. And you can also go to our website, which is WTAFpodcast.com, for all the information, especially after listening to Ashley just talk, for tickets for our live shows.
Indeed, because who knows, Big Mandy may be there. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. You can also join us on Patreon, patreon.com/WTAF, if you would like to become a Patreon bozo. If you want to give us just a one-off slice of support, you can buy us a coffee. We're now part of Coffee, so it's what's the little one? Dash. Is it got a fancy word?
No, because slash is the sideways.
And dash, I don't know. It's ko-fi.com/WTAF-TC pod. And you can come and buy us a coffee for like £3. Come buy us a coffee. Wouldn't that be lovely?
It'd be lovely.
Yeah, so that's it. That's it for another episode. We've seen Big Mandy has returned, and we love Ashley. I think that's all we have to say. We do. So thank you very much, Neil.
Thank you very much, Pav.
Thank you once again to the lovely Ashley. And just go and get plumbed, you fuckers.
Scarecrow Festival is like the most important day of the year. Daft cow?
This is just ridiculous. What the actual fuck?